to watch may make you question everything. Viewer discretion advised.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy, Cody Blake, the host of Red Tape Radio, and we are going to be reacting to Karoline Leavitt calling out CNN coverage of Minneapolis during a press briefing. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. All right, here we go.
Just to follow up on the health care plan, one of the things in the Affordable Care Act was coverage of pre-existing conditions. Is there any discussion or inclusion on that issue in the President's plan?
The President's plan that he outlined today will have no impact on individuals in this country with pre-existing conditions. Obviously, that's a continued conversation that the White House will have with Congress, but that's not the President's intention with the great health care plan. Go ahead.
Thanks, Caroline. Two questions on Minneapolis.
And then you. Go ahead.
Two questions on Minneapolis, one on the ICE agent, the other on the rioting. I believe last night there were protesters or rioters that rifled through an FBI car, took weapons. We had a reporter embedded with ICE who said...
They took weapons? Yeah, that's a peaceful protest, right? That's a riot. As she said it right. She said the riots going on in Minneapolis.
That she saw constant harassment all evening. Can you speak to the rhetoric we're hearing from Democrat politicians, whether they are causing violence against ICE, as well as some of the headlines we've seen not including the full story?
Yeah, I mean, to your first point, I think I've addressed that these Democrat governors and mayors in not just Minnesota, but in states across the country are essentially, they've referred to ICE agents who, again, are brave men and women. And I would encourage everyone in this room, and I would encourage Governor Walz and other Democrats who are demeaning law enforcement to sit down and have a cup of coffee with an ICE agent or a Border Patrol agent. These are great, patriotic men and women who have families, who put on the uniform every day and are following our nation's immigration laws at the direction of their bosses and again, at the direction of the law. They are simply trying to enforce the law. And the Democrat Party has demeaned these individuals. They've even referred to them as Nazis and as the Gestapo. And that is absolutely leading to the violence we're seeing in the streets. If you look at...
What she just said right there is absolutely the reason why these people are going out here attacking ICE agents, vandalizing their vehicles. Federal vehicles that we pay taxes on. You're paying taxes on those vehicles and you're going out there vandalizing them. For what? It doesn't make any sense. But that is the exact reason why they are doing this, is because the left-wing media is saying they're Nazis, they're fascists, they're pretty much essentially Gestapo, which Gestapo is the German police during Hitler's time.
Some of the images out of Minneapolis last night. Look at this vehicle. Look at what it says. It says F ICE. You have these individuals who are putting their middle finger, proudly so, at the camera. Another ICE individual.
Look at this. Another ICE vehicle vandalized by protesters. What protest? What peaceful protest allows people to go out and vandalize federal property? If the right wing did that, the left wing would be all over that. They'd be like, look at this, these right wing idiots rioting in the streets, destroying federal property.
A vehicle that was vandalized last night by these left-wing agitators. People don't do this without encouragement from people in power who make them feel like it's okay. Here's another one, and I'm pretty sure this car you can't...
And that is what makes the left more so fascist or Nazism than anything, because they are trying to oppress the right-wing side. Like, they want people to look at the right wing as bad. They are condemning us on all of social media. They have control over most of social media. If you go on AI or you type in stuff about Minneapolis on Google, you're not going to see anything about the right wing side of it, about the riots, people vandalizing federal vehicles, taking weapons out of federal vehicles as well, burning headquarters, You're not going to see that because the left wing has control over the media. They're censoring everything.
See it said the best agent is a dead agent or something to that effect. This is despicable rhetoric that we're seeing, and the media is absolutely complicit in this violence because if you look at the headline from CNN, protests erupt after federal agent shoots man in Minneapolis, that is not the story.
See how they use the word protest? That is not a protest. A protest is peaceful. Think of the Civil War, or not the Civil Rights Movement, the Women's Rights Movement. Those were peaceful protests. They linked arms, they walked down the streets together. That is a peaceful protest. Not destroying federal property that we pay taxes on. Not stealing weapons out of federal vehicles.
That is not the truth. If you actually want to know the truth, you can look at what the Department of Homeland Security released, which is that this ICE agent was executing a targeted operation against a Venezuelan illegal alien who was unlawfully present in the country. And when this ICE agent tried to detain the individual, 3 more of his comrades came rushing out of a house and started ambushing and attacking the ICE agent.
But the left's not going to cover that. They won't. They also swung a shovel at the officer. That's what caused him to draw his service weapon and fire.
They used a shovel or a broom to smash his face in. And so yes, that agent had to use self-defense and take up his weapon to protect his own life.
With a shovel, that is a blunt force object, can cause a lot of physical harm or even death in some cases. So deadly force is authorized. But he shot him in the leg. The guy then ran away, but was eventually brought into custody.
That is what's happening on the streets of Minneapolis. That's what's happening on the streets, unfortunately, of these Democrat-run cities and states where you have elected officials who are encouraging such violence against our brave men and women in law enforcement.
She put that so well. Let me back out of this. Alright, with that being said, that was the end of this video for today. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments about what Karoline Leavitt said. Do you think it's peaceful protests or do you think it's riots? Let me know down in the comment section. Without further ado, we're going to go and head on out of here. I love you guys. Peace out.